Hi guys, welcome back to our Bible Stories and Lesson Learned. So guys, this week we will talk about Genesis 14. But before we talk about it, so let's just have a quick recap for last week. So last week we talked about Genesis 13 verse 14 to 18 where nakita natin how God is generous to Abraham na sinabi nga ni God sa kanya na look to any direction and lahat ng land na nakikita mo is magiging sa'yo at sa descendant mo. And of course, nakita din natin that how God generous to Abraham is ganun din siya ka-generous sa atin. So, kung ganun niya kamahal si Abraham, ganun din niya tayo kamahal. The only things that we need to do is believe in Him and have a strong faith with Him. Yan. So guys, now we will talk about the Genesis 14. Abraham rescues Lot. Genesis 14. Abraham rescues Lot. The 4 kings, Amraphel of Babylonia, Arioch of Elazar, Kedorlaomer of Elam, and Tidal of Goim went to war against 5 other kings. Bera of Sodom, Birsha of Gomorrah, Shihab of Admah, Shemeber of Zeboim, and the king of Bela or Zoar. These 5 kings had formed an alliance and joined forces in the valley of Siddim, which is now the Dead Sea. They had been under the control of Kedorlaomer for 12 years, but in the 13th year they rebelled against him. In the 14th year of Kedorlaomer and his allies came with their armies and defeated the Rephaim in the Ashtaroth Karnaim, the Susim in Ham, the Emim in the plain of Kiriatim, and the Herites in the mountain of Edom. Pursuing them as far as El Paran on the edge of the desert, then they turned around and came back to Kadesh, then known as En Mishpat. They conquered all the land of the Amalekites and defeated the Amorites who lived in Hazazon Tamar. Then the king of Sodom, Gomorrah, Admam, Zeboim, and Bela drew up their armies for battle in the valley of Siddim and fought against the king of Elam, Goim, Babylonia, and Elazar. 5 kings against 4. The valley was full of tar pits, and when the king of Sodom and Gomorrah tried to run away from the battle, they fell into the pits. But the other 3 kings escaped the mountain. The 4th king took everything in Sodom and Gomorrah, including the food, and went away. Lot, Abram's nephew, was living in Sodom, so they took him and all his possessions. So guys, please bear with me if I didn't pronounce correctly the name of the character or the name of the place in the Bible. And I guess the thought is the more important, right? So guys, is connected in Genesis 13, if you can still remember, that Lot chose the Jordan Valley even though it's close to Sodom. And as we mentioned on that chapter, yung mga tao sa Sodom, they are weak and a sinner. Kasi di ba sabi nga, when you live near sin, you will experience downfall too. But guys, don't misinterpret it because God didn't destroy Sodom. It's just like God given a warning shot to people in Sodom. So, parang dinisiplina lang sila ni God. Because God disciplined those He loved. So, God disciplined all the people in Sodom because God loved them so much. So guys, God allows tests and trials in our life just to teach us patience and perseverance. Sometimes tests and trials, it can be a form of discipline too. Diba? Like for example, we are living in a sin. So the first thing that God will do is to alarm us, to inform us, to let us know that, hey, what we are doing is kasalanan. So in case, if we already know that we are living in a sin and still we didn't do anything about it, it's still namuhay pa rin tayo, tinuloy-tuloy pa rin natin yung buhay natin, kahit alam nating mali o kasalanan yung ginagawa natin, God will send us a warning shot. He will send us a warning shot just to let us know, just to let us feel na mali ang ginagawa natin. It may be painful, but not devastating. And still, if we continuing doing those sins, it will be more and more painful. Because God loves us so much. He doesn't want us to be a sinner. He want us to be with Him. So, parang pagdidisiplina lang sa anak. Minsan, nasasaktan natin yung mga anak natin just to let them know na this is wrong. Para magtanda sila na yung ginagawa nila is mali at hindi na nila dapat gawin or hindi na nila dapat ulitin. It will be more painful, more and more painful if we continue doing those things. But again, there was a limitation in everything. Sometimes, if God given us a lot of warning shot and still we didn't turn away from those sins, sometimes God will allow us. God will allow us to feel the devastating because of the sins that what we are doing. Sometimes it will result of many things: death, disease, ruin of life, family, financials, many things. Kasi the moment that we live far away to God, the moment na God allow us to live our own, our kalaban, the evil things will be active to do the things in our life. Mas masakit, mas mahirap yung mga pagdadaanan natin. So, ganun din si Lot. God allow trials and troubles to Lot para mag-serve sa kanya as a lesson. And then, sabi nga dito is, the man escaped and reported all this to Abram, the Hebrew, who he was living near Amorit. Mamre and his brother Eshcol and Aner were Abraham's allies. When Abram heard that his nephew had been captured, he called together all the fighting men in his camp, around 318 in all, and pursued the four king all the way to Dan. There he divided all his men into groups, attacked the enemy by night, and defeated them. He chased them as far as Hobah, north of Damascus, and recovered the loot that had been taken. He also brought back his nephew Lot and his possession, together with the woman and the other prisoner. So, nag-success si Abraham na i-rescue si Lot. So guys, if you will see, Abraham is really a good person. Kasi if you can still remember na nung nagkaroon ng pagtatalo sa tauhan ni Abram and sa tauhan ni Lot, is God allow Lot to choose kung alin yung land na gusto niyang maging kanya. So kumaga, lahat pag-aari naman ni Abraham. Pero para lang sa peacemaker, hinayaan niya si Lot at binigay niya yung land na yon. So Abraham always choose the family first over the financial. So ito rin yung pinakita ni Abraham by this time. Kung sa panahon natin ngayon, kung most of us, it happened, pwede lang sabihin na, okay lang yan. Kasi alam ko mangyayari naman yan sa kanya. Pwede niyang sabihin na, hindi, pinarusahan siya ni Lord because of what He done to me. Or, many things na pwede niya maisip na it is a victorious for him kasi God moved in His way para makapaghiganti kay Lot. Pero hindi yun pumasok sa isip ni Abram. Ganun ka-clean yung heart niya na mas pinili niya na pumunta para sagipin, para i-rescue si Lot. Kasi nga, it was a 140 miles from Hebron. Isipin mo kung gano'ng kalayo yun, but he doesn't mind. He doesn't mind sa the distance. Aside from that is, syempre hindi lang naman yan overnight. 318 lang yung tauhan, yung soldier na meron si Abraham. But the four victorious king, imagine, hindi minention dito kung gaano karami yung soldier nila. Pero they are a victorious king. So, can you imagine kung gaano kadaming soldier na meron sila? Pero, won the battle. So, hindi yun nangyari overnight. Talagang pinlano, pinagpaguran, pinag-isipan. Talagang nag-exert sila ng effort, ng times, ng energy para lang ma-save si Lot at lahat ng mga sinakop nila. So, ganun binabalyo ni Abraham ang family. And at the same time, so guys, it's not about the planning na pinagplanuhan nila kung paano lumusob, naggrupo sila, umatake sila sa gabi. It's not only that. It's also because God is with them. God is really protecting Abram and all his people. Kasi gaya nga ng sinabi ko, hindi natin alam kung gaano karami ang soldier ng kalaban. Pero they are there, but definitely they are. Pero God are shielding them. Pinoprotektahan sila ni God against them, and they won the battle. You will always win the battle if you are with Him. Whatever the battle that you are going through in your life right now, it's either the battle financially, spiritually, financially, work, whatever it is, definitely you will win. If you are with God, you will be shielded by the protection and love. That's so amazing. An assurance of love and protection to all of us. It's always there. We just need to believe and trust to that. For this, may God be praised.